But
very upsetting because mothers that are willing to sacrifice their time and their energy, it's a huge sacrifice to be a mother and to be a homeschooling mother. Just an enormous sacrifice. And to be controlled right in the area where you want to be most creative with your children is cutting them off at the knees.
so Alaska is a bad example for the rest of the country.
Very bad example. It's the first state that succeeded in baiting the homeschoolers, and then once they got the numbers up that were using the charter schools, they put their guidelines and their government's
Qualifications, bureaucracy.
They inserted it, and it took away the freedom of the homeschoolers. So they waited till the numbers were up, and then they changed the law. It was a bait and switch tactic.
So Alaska is the worst example and
Of homeschooling.
a precedent for other states
It
to.
is. And other states are waiting to do what Alaska did. They're just waiting.
And maybe Alaska was because they had a flush of money at one point and could afford to put money into the charter schools and bait.
And then when they got the numbers away from, and they got the numbers in the districts, then they could change the law, and they did. And now everybody's too controlled. It's not a free movement anymore.
We have charter schools in Pennsylvania, and they seem to allow a lot of freedom. We haven't been involved.
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah. In fact, there are people who say the K-12 is one of the big ones. Bennett was very influential in creating K-12. It's
Who was?
the name of the curriculum. William Bennett was the
yes.
Secretary of Education.
Right.
And it's a decent program, but there are some people who want a less secular program, and so they modify it. Apparently they have a lot of freedom to do whatever they want, but you do have a lot of oversight, and you have to do testing, and you have teachers who are there available for consultation. But we've never gotten the impression that they were trying to bait and switch and to trick people into doing something that they would be contrary to their principles. But I guess Gloria's suggesting that could happen if Alaska is a precedent for the kind of control that they brought in. I don't know.
Yeah, and also, well, now there's a definite religious restriction in Alaska. A definite religious restriction.
Religious restriction in Alaska?
There is definitely in the curriculum. It's erased. The good things about Christianity, or you just don't have the freedom to give the other side.
That would be true. I would think K-12, public. I mean, they're secular programs.
They're secular, yeah.
Yes, it's secular.
You take Christ out of it, or anti-God, and the source of life is removed, and the source for education, the source for creativity.
In the homeschools.
In the charter schools.
Yeah.
Which have drawn people away from homeschools into the charter schools.
And then once they got the numbers, they could put in, their restrictions. Homeschooling.
The numbers of students that were drawn away from homeschools.
That's the tactic. You draw them away from the homeschoolers by the offer of free material.
Free support like books and
Free-
computers.
And then they say that
teachers.
that the pages, they went on and on and on about the pages that they are required to, it's worksheets. They said, thousands and thousands of pages of worksheets. And the children don't like the worksheets because it's 5 pages of math homework, it's 5 pages of history, it's massive amounts of seat work, desk work, worksheets. Now, who wants to homeschool like that?
Well, what advantage would that be to the public schools to draw them in, and financially, if we're talking about finances, would there be an advantage?
But when they're in the charter school, then there's state funding that goes with
then
each
the
kid.
funding will go to the number of kids in the charter school. Is that how it works?
I'm not sure, because they do fund the homeschool programs that they regulate.
This
Somewhat.
is all on a documentary. It's called The Trojan Horse.
The Trojan Horse, a documentary about charter schools
About charter schools and the dangers they are for the whole country.
and specifically about Alaska's charter schools.
And they go down sustainable for the rest of the country.
Yeah, that's interesting because the secular, approach to education is, I guess, inescapable when you have tax dollars attached to it.